Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of SportsPoint, brought to you by Pointer Studios. I am your host, Jacob Spoerl. Joined here to my right, we got Matteo Mescino and Statz. Gentlemen, how are you doing?
Doing great, man.
Oh, yeah?
How are you guys doing?
I don't know who this guy is sitting next to me. I've never seen
you'll
him
learn.
before in my life.
You'll
never
learn.
seen him
Is it a
before,
threat?
ever. Oh, is that?
Yeah, I mean, this last week, especially these last 36 hours or so in the NFL world.
It's really getting to Jacob.
It's
really
not just getting
Jacob
to me.
right now.
I am like, I catch myself like shivering my hand towards my phone to seeing all these new free agent acquisitions.
Off-season acquisition.
The offseason is officially rolling, and I like it. I'm glad it's happening, but at the same time, I'm not happy with the outcomes. Matteo, are you happy with the outcomes? What's
Did
going
you
on?
say happy about the outcomes? Oh, I'm here.
All right,
We'll talk about it.
We'll talk about that. Let's get the show rolling with our first segment, the crowning champion segment. My crowning champion for this week, Jokic. Jokic, he's the first player ever to get a 30-20-20 in a game in NBA history, and that was in Friday's overtime victory against Phoenix. That MVP maybe again? I don't know.
MV4.
Yeah.
What do you think, Matteo?
I'd like to see it again. I mean, a lot of people are saying Shea. I know that.
Yeah,
But
right now they're saying, and he's having a good season.
Great really
that's
good
the,
season.
That's the thing, is he is also still having an MVP caliber
We'll
season.
get to it. We'll get to it later. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big Jokic fan. Like every time I just like when the Bucks beat him. Like the last time we just played the Nuggets. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with like Colorado teams. But yeah, I mean that was an insane performance. Even though a lot of I think that was the 20th assist that he got in overtime, but it still counts in the game. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, who is your crowning champion, Liam?
Fletcher Anderson, a all-WIAC forward for the Stevens Point Pointers, and now a three-time Conference Player of the Year. He becomes the first player in WIAC history to win 3 consecutive years in a row. Congratulations, Anderson. You were very much a joy to watch. He was a freshman the same year I was a freshman, so I got to watch him all 4 years of
That's
going
awesome.
here. So it was
nice.
very cool to see.
Yeah, congrats on the all-WIAC award. We're going to get into those awards later, but that's not for now. Matteo, who's your crowning champion this week?
Oh, my crowning champion this week should come as no surprise.
Oh, I just read it.
Yep.
I just read it.
Mr. Ryan Poles. Hand him the keys to Chicago, man. Get in the trenches. Oh, man. We'll talk about it more later.
Again,
But
the third year in a row where everybody's been like, it's the greatest offseason we've ever had. We're going to definitely win this year.
man,
this is
I'm
true.
I'm sorry. Did you say something? I was just thinking about all the acquisitions we signed. I don't know. I couldn't hear you over, free agency signings. I know you're not too familiar. I know you're not too familiar.
Dude,
but.
that's...
All right.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Everybody. Yeah, we do have a Chicago sports fan in our midst. You did say though you were thinking of wearing a Brewer jersey, which would have been
Okay, we have common ground with Brewers and Bucks.
Yeah, you
I
like
like the
Milwaukee.
Brewers and Bucks.
Yeah.
They're fine. But Packers.
Well, you also like the Packers that one day after the field goal got blocked. and you
Okay,
had to wear
buddy.
Packers jersey
Okay.
to class.
I
So that,
actually
Oh,
forgot about
you were
that.
such a big
Yeah.
Packers fan that
You were
day.
such a big
You were
Packers
such a
fan
big
that
one, in
day,
fact, that you actually came on the show with a Packers jersey.
Packers jersey.
Yeah, that was.
Wow.
Hey, who'd the Packers get in free agency, guys?
You know what? We're going to get to that because I'm actually not too upset. But I guess that'll lead us into our next segment, the 3-point try campus roundup, brought to you by Point Brewery. We're in a little bit of a weird season stretch because obviously we got spring break coming up. So we're doing a little in-between thing.
Ooh.
We just got some Point Premium root beer just to toss around.
No Concord grape?
Huh?
It's the best one.
No
I got
grape?
some for you after. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah, there you go.
I just
There
did a
you go.
tour here, actually.
Huh?
I
How
just did
was
a tour.
it? How
It
was
was
the tour?
awesome, actually. It was a lot of fun. Very educational. Very educational. I actually learned a
Was
lot
it a
there.
full brewery tour? Mm-hmm. Did you guys get the flights after or no?
The what?
The flights like of beer?
Yeah.
Oh, how was that?
It was awesome, dude. Like, actually, not that I'd do the tour again, but I recommend the tour. to
Yeah,
anybody.
I did it with. Are you okay?
Yeah, just no, keep going.
Okay. Yeah, I did it with my. Can you really not open it?
I thought we do it at the same
There
time.
you
What
go.
happened to that?
No, I did the tour with my dad the summer going into my freshman year, and it was a lot of fun. But anyway, time to
time.
get into the actual segment. We'll talk about all the schools we've got. I'm gonna be really quick with my school sport. It's just UWSP men's wrestling because we got a lot to get through today. Yeah. So I'll quickly say congratulations to Josh Hughes, one of my buddies, a senior on the UWSP men's wrestling team, who is heading to nationals after an overtime takedown. This is his first national appearance in his career. He was actually down. I think the way they scored it, he was like down 4-0 in the way they scored it. It was like 160-something people at this tournament, and he made his way into nationals. And I think he's going to. It's somewhere in Massachusetts. Either way, that's pretty crazy. Congrats, Josh. I know how hard of a worker you are, but. Let's get to the real meat of this segment. Liam, talk about who you're going to talk about.
Everybody buckle up. We're in for a long one. I did text Jacob before this, and I said I'm going to rant about this today. He gave me the go-ahead.
Yeah, right? I did.
He gave me the go-ahead.
I did.
We're going to talk about men's hockey because I don't think that the women's hockey released their awards yet. And when they do, we will update you about that. But men's hockey for the WIAC Conference, they announced their awards. Fletcher Anderson, as mentioned, all WIAC team and Player of the Year. Third consecutive year in a row. Congratulations to him. Niku Kemelevsky and Andrew Poulias and Evan Junker also earn all WIAC honors. Andrew Poulias makes the list again. Evan Junker returning, and I think that this is the first one for Niku Kemelevsky, so congratulations to those three. Ev Tomovsky, Peyton Hart, Dawson Shrino, and Proctor, honorable mentions. We'll get to that in a moment. Wow. And Matthew Falls and all sportsmanship team nod.
Just before you get going, I do have a flag if you want it. I do have the penalty flag. Okay, all right. Everybody lock in.
Instantly down. How can you put Peyton Hart and Dawson Shrino honorable mention? They
nuts.
led in all goals for the conference. Tied, actually, 1 and 2. Peyton Hart, Dawson Shrino. Goals per game. Every relevant scoring category. Leading or top 3. Honorable mention. That's insane. It's nuts. That's a joke. Also, Alex Proctor, and while we're on that, Max Guchar, 1 and 2 in every relevant goaltending statistic. Honorable mentions for the both of them. You know who got all WIAC team for goaltenders? Jack Boschert and Brennan Boyton. You can kind of make a case for Brennan Boyton because he was actually noticed in those lists.
He was good.
Jack Boschert didn't do anything. The only thing he got was wins, and wins aren't a goalie stat. It's a popularity contest. Boschert doesn't deserve it. Boschert doesn't deserve any of that award. Brennan Boyton, possibly. He's the only guy that I'd make a case for. Boschert did not earn that award in the slightest bit. While I'm on that rant, again, Shrino and Hart, they led in every category. In fact, if you look at every category that the WIACs take stats of, a pointer led or was top 3 in every single one, except for penalty minutes and penalties. Almost as if they weren't taking stupid penalties.
Don't peek the mic.
Absolute joke.
If you couldn't tell, we're upset over here.
We're distraught. No.
Also, D-Hop to the Ravens.
Are you serious?
Like, literally just happened,
See? I told you something was going to happen. Are you serious? Hold on.
1 year,
everybody.
$5 million.
We got
Xavier
an update.
Woods to the Titans.
It is official. The Ravens are signing wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins to a 1-year deal. Financial details are not out yet.
So I actually found out how this voting happens, just to keep us on track a little bit.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's all the coaches that get together and vote on everything. So you know what happens every single time? Hey, I didn't like how your team played me this year, so I'm going to screw you over in the voting because I don't like how you played again. Yeah. It's personal. Yeah. That's so dumb. It's asinine. Yeah.
It's the coaches?
It's the coaches.
Well, that's how we did it in high school football. Like our conference, the GMC, we all had, all the coaches came together and they figured out, honorable mention stuff. But our conference is also a little bigger, and I feel like
high school is different.
Exactly.
This is six coaches.
It still sounds like
six dudes getting together in a room and deciding who's going to make it.
It's just the head coaches?
It's the head coaches.
Ooh, yeah.
And so I'm sitting there going wow, that's a really dumb way to do that. I hope nothing happens. And you know what? Something happened because there's absolutely no conceivable way you leave Peyton Hart and Dawson Shrino off the list.
I was
shocked. Because they led the nation in goals at one point. They were still top 3 in power play goals, and they led your conference in every scoring category.
That is what I didn't understand, because at first, with Alex, and obviously he's not on this week to talk about it. But
so my last point, WIAC, congratulations. You have a really dumb way of voting on awards, and it leads to people getting snubbed. And it's not a thing that's it's personal opinion. Absolutely snubbed. Factually, metaphorically, any way that you want to put it, snubbed.
Do you need a grape soda?
I do need a grape soda.
You running?
All right, so that's all I got. It's an absolute joke.
It is.
Yeah.
I will say, like with you already hit it on the nail, hit it on the head perfectly with Dawson and Peyton. They were leading in the conference. I feel like the whole year.
They were.
Dawson's impact. I feel like every game was felt, especially Peyton. It's harder because in the postseason, at least like in that series against Eau Claire, he didn't score on that one, but he still had a phenomenal season in his one season as a pointer. And
16
both of them were neck and neck all season. And the fact that they both get honorable mention was like, that feels like a really big snub. And yeah, like you said with Alex and Guchar's stats.
Yeah.
The only thing with Guchar.
Let's talk like Max Guchar, Eau Claire Blue Gold, hate the Blue Golds, but he
What
led
is a
in
Blue
shutouts.
We called that last Eau Claire game.
Nobody knows
What is a blue gold?
Nobody knows.
A blue gold doesn't even
It's
know
the
what a blue
dumb.
gold
I'm
is.
sorry. We've already talked about it. What is a blue gold? It's
What is a
anything
blue
you want it to. That's stupid. Pick something cool. It's just an E with a little head. I can't say what it
You
looks
had all
like.
the names, and nobody knows what a blue gold is.
It's not even spelled correctly. They forgot the E. It's just blue gold.
BLUGOL.
Yeah.
blue gold.
It's stupid.
Figure it out.
Figure it out.
Grow up.
Claire.
At the end of grow up.
Roll dogs.
Snubs across the conference. And like I said, it goes back to the point of if you leave
Point?
it up to guys who are inevitably going to have beef with each other to make a decision about what's best for kids at the very end, because these kids are, even though they're going D3, they're still trying to go somewhere with their hockey career. Like, at the very least, you're snubbing somebody out of, Peyton Hart, that's his last year playing collegiate hockey.
Yeah.
And you snub him out of what is rightfully deserved as an all-WIAC team, that's horrendous. It's horrific.
Yeah.
Well, we do have some good news. Well, actually, no. We do, but I just realized what you're going to say. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of great things going on.
I hope I turned red.
But I think you did. Well, I mean, I turn red all the time. It doesn't matter if we're talking positive or negative. Matteo, who do you have to talk about this week?
Yeah. Men's baseball just started.
Yes, sir.
So that's
I thought it said basketball. That's why I was like, let's switch it to positive. And then I looked at it. I was like, oh. But no.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
It's still not even that great.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, it's the start. It's a new beginning. So we're gonna the positivity. I mean, it's gonna be more positive than that. Let's just hear what Matteo's thoughts.
well, okay. So baseball just started. Started in St. Louis play. Just a couple days ago, March 8th. Off to an 0-3 start, unfortunately. But looking at some of the team leaders, Nick Argersinger is leading the team batting .400 right now. And Camden Oliver has 4 hits, 3 of them being doubles through 3 games. So, I mean, you look at that. I mean, you got some guys who are still showing out. WIAC play does not start until March 29th against River Falls. And they have 2 games Saturday, 2 games Sunday during that. But after the St. Louis games, they play in Florida on March 16th, and they play 7 games for the Russ Matt Invitational. And they play ISU, MSOE, Hope College, Ramapo College, Co., and St. Olaf. Oh, wow. So, yeah, and then that's what's going on with baseball right now. Yeah. Weather's warming up, so.
It's beautiful out.
Yeah, I know it is.
Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
I mean, it's still really nice today, but
yeah.
yesterday it was like
65.
we're coming out of
I was outside from
depths.
1 until 9 at night, so I was just outside hanging out. So
Yeah,
it
you were
was
just
pretty-
chilling
Oh,
outside.
yeah, just chilling.
I thought you said 1 a.m. until 9.
Oh, yeah,
I was
no.
like, wow, that's
No.
really impressive.
Yeah, I'm
Kind
sure
of
you were
funny.
just getting tan outside,
Yeah,
Liam.
just-
Yes,
chilling.
you were getting very tan.
Yep,
at
just
that
chilling
late at
outside.
night.
Nothing else happened. Just chilling outside.
Yeah, I mean, it is early in the season. I think that those St. Louis teams, was that Washington University? WashU?
Yeah,
Don't slap them.
it was actually WashU though.
I know it was. Don't slap them. Anyway.
Softball. Dude, ladies are rolling. We're talking
Heck
roll
yeah.
dogs, huh?
Heck yeah.
Starting off 11-1. WIAC play does not start until April 12th, though. But
Well, that's late.
yeah, it is late.
Wait.
Yeah.
So their WIAC play starts like 2 weeks after baseball.
Yeah,
but
and
they've
they
already
started.
got,
They
like,
started like
5
2
more
weeks,
games played
3
than
weeks
them?
before.
They got
They have
9
it's
more
11
games.
and
They have
1.
9
That's
more
like
games
9
played.
more
I know,
games.
but it hasn't. Oh shoot! I thought that.
yeah.
Oh, yeah it's
They
only-
started end of February or
I saw
February
number
20th.
7.
Yeah,
I see. Yep.
Yep.
Dang, that is wild. Why do you think that is?
I honestly don't know. Yeah. But
Couldn't
little
tell.
highlight: Jesse Clicker sets the triple record in program history with 14 career triples, and she walked it off against MU with a single.
Dang.
Nice.
Yeah.
What a way to get that record. That's awesome. Well, congrats to everyone that won their awards. Congrats to all the teams, all the winter sports that are kind of wrapping up and all the spring sports that are starting up. A lot of exciting things to see, especially as we're coming in and out of spring break. Thank you again to Point Brewery for sponsoring the segment. Let us talk about. There's a lot going on. Obviously, we already mentioned. Let's speak. Let
us converse.
Let's dialogue.
Let's just close the laptops and make a scene. But
I'm sure that he'd like to talk all about it, all about the offseason.
So we're gonna move on into the NFL update segment, starting off this Monday at 11 a.m. Central Time or 12 p.m. Eastern Time. NFL free agency wide open. So all these free agents from certain teams either going to get re-signed by some teams, new deals, or they'll get signed by another team. And that's why we kind of talked about it earlier. Like, we have our phones out. We're not just like texting the huzz. Like,
That's insane.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Like, there's a lot of NFL news going on right now. Like, for example, one just came out. The Browns are re-signing linebacker Devin Bush to a one-year deal.
Totally real.
Oh my gosh, the Raiders are signing Eric Stokes.
Oh!
No way.
1 year, $4 million.
How do you feel about that?
I'm
like,
fine
genuinely.
with that.
Okay.
Eric Stokes sucks. Okay, sorry. Hold on. I'm just going to be so real. Eric Stokes, the first 7 weeks or so of your rookie season in 2021, phenomenal. Chef's kiss. You were just sensational. But then he kind of dealt with a lot of injuries for the next couple of years. Are you guys also checking updates right now?
Yeah.
Eric Stokes was the reason why we drafted him from out of Georgia. He's a very fast corner, but he's just not physical enough to me, and he's not a great cover corner, so he's just fast, and that's not enough.
Yeah,
and
but
he's lost a lot of his speed because of the injuries, so overall, he just hasn't done much. And I watched him. I was paying very close attention to this past season because he had all this work done. This was supposed to be his rebound year from his rookie year, which was a few years ago, and he just wasn't it. So, Eric Stokes, you're a chill dude, I'm sure. Have fun on the Raiders. 1 year, $4 million deal with the Las Vegas Raiders. Thank you, Eric Stokes, for your service. But we got a certain corner.
Was it him who had the fumble recovery in that game against the 49ers a couple years ago? Yeah, off the kickoff, remember?
No.
Who was that?
Like, returned it?
No, it was we were returning it, and he fumbled it, and then the Packers had to jump on it against the 49ers in the playoffs.
Oh.
Wasn't that Eric Stokes? I'm at least 100% sure that. Well, hold on.
You're at least 100% sure, so you're fully certain.
Eric Stokes fumble recovery.
I don't think he was playing in that game. I think he was hurt. Because that was the 2021 season.
40.
Against the 49ers in the playoffs?
That was only 2 seasons. That was J Love's first season as a starter.
That playoff game?
Yeah.
Then he was definitely not playing.
Who was that then?
Oh, that's Eric Wilson. I didn't know you were talking about that game.
Thank you.
Very much not the
my
same
gosh.
player. That's funny. I thought you were talking about the first. Well,
No,
not the first,
no.
Like the last playoff game with Aaron Rodgers.
No.
So you're talking about just the last 2023 season.
Yeah.
No, Eric Stokes was also not playing. So that's another thing. He's dealt with a lot of injuries in his young career. Anyways, that was a quick update, I guess. But yeah, as I was saying before, the news interrupted us. This whole last day and a half has been us checking our phones because all these different players are going to different places.
Brett McNamara turned into Adam Schefter for a little bit in the group chat.
I usually update all my friends. He got it like within the first 20 seconds.
I'm pretty sure he had that just like.
You gotta have Ari. You got Ari's notifications,
yeah,
right?
I got Shefty's on ESPN. I follow a certain account on Instagram.
Dude,
but
Ari's the best one.
he is good. NFL free agency is here, and we've got to catch up on everything. So let's start off with the Green Bay Packers. Don't worry, Matteo. We'll get to your Bears and all these other teams.
Yes, we will.
So yesterday, what did he say?
Don't worry about it.
That's all right. We'll move on. Yesterday, it took several hours, but I was getting a little concerned because all these players were going to different places. I'm like, okay, Packers, if we want to be big spenders in free agency, we got to show out. First player that we signed was a guard from the San Francisco 49ers.
2 hours, 3 hours in, to finally
2.5, 3 hours to get something going. But we got Aaron Banks, a guard from the San Francisco 49ers, and the deal was 4 years, and it's not official, I think, yet, but I think it's up to $77 million. And I was like, whoa, that's a lot of money. Yesterday hurt me. As you know, I'm just going to get into it.
You really
I wanted
wanted
DJ
a
Reed.
lot, dude.
Well, no, it was just DJ Reed. I really thought truly, we were going to get DJ Reed. We needed corner, especially if we're losing Jair Alexander. Now, there was a report that came out early on in the day yesterday that Jair Alexander, for now, is not going anywhere.
And where did DJ Reed go?
He went to the enemy. Did you just put in a PNG of Ryan Poles?
No.
That took you that long.
Yo, who did that?
I can't even see it. No. So DJ Reed was one of the top available corners in free agency. He was on the New York Jets. I've watched him for this last several years. He's been one of the most underrated corners in the NFL. I'd say him, like Trent McDuffie, are the two guys that never get talked about, and which is crazy because McDuffie's on the Chiefs. And I'm like, these guys are so good and nobody talks about them. We're not there yet. You're going to have to be patient. We're not talking about the Bears yet. But I really wanted DJ Reed for a corner. And instead, because DJ Reed
goes to the enemy.
He went to the enemy. He got signed by the Lions, which was not even an hour before they released Carlton Davis.
Thumbs down.
Who everyone's like, he's a solid veteran corner. I think he's fine, but DJ Reed is by far a way better improvement. He's younger, and he's better right now, even with his youth. He's faster. He's better overall in coverage. The only thing is I'd say Carlton Davis at times, even with his age, maybe more physical. But I just like DJ Reed way better, and the Lions got a good player. I hate that they take all these players that I want. I wanted Brian Branch a couple years ago.
Yeah, I was just about to
really
say
wanted
Brian
him
Branch.
really badly, and they traded the pick and got in front of us. And now with our pick, we got Jaden Reed, so obviously I'm happy about that. But they got Brian Branch, who's really, really good. He's Pro Bowl safety, and I knew he was going to be good, which whatever. But instead,
I think he's a little mad about this.
Instead, we signed Nate Hobbs, a corner from the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, I at first saw a Raiders jersey, and I thought we got Jack Jones, and I don't know his age or anything. I was like, what? And I like Jack Jones, but then I saw the name Nate Hobbs. I'm like, who?
Yeah, but the Raiders fans did seem really sad about this.
I knew who he was because I remember that play this season when they played the Rams and he got the interception when Spillane tipped it off. And I've seen several of his highlights, and I was like, okay, all right, I'm kind of liking this. And yes, I went and did a lot of research yesterday.
The Raiders and all the comments were like, this is the worst day of my life. I
No,
can't believe
it wasn't
this is
that bad.
happening.
But during my econ class, I went through a couple of Raiders fan pages and what the organization thought. And a lot of them were upset, not to mention the deal that came out yesterday. It was a 4-year and $48 million deal with $16 million guaranteed. However, what was not talked about in that deal was that the first two, Liam, did you hear about this? The first 2 years that we have Nate Hobbs on this 4-year contract, he's only getting paid around $3 million.
Yeah.
Along with the guaranteed, which is really cheap, especially for a guy that if we wanted this bad. The only thing is, and my only hesitation, is I think he's only played 17 games in the last 3 seasons for the Raiders.
Oh.
No, sorry, the last 2. So it's not a lot. It's not a lot of games that he's played, but maybe that's why we got him for so
Maybe
cheap.
it's competition also for Jair to kind of realize that, you're not
Jair
really
knows,
going
and
to.
here's the thing with the speculation with Jair Alexander. He is a good player, and he's not like this some diva. I've seen that a lot too. He is a leader on this Packers defense. He's a leader on the Packer team. He loves the locker room. He's a good locker room presence. The issue is his injuries. They've been unfortunate, and you know what really doesn't help, especially with Packer fans, is LaFleur was saying he's doing better this week. Like, it seemed like Jair Alexander was recovering, and he never came back. So it's that disconnect of like, are you okay? Are you choosing not to play? And I think it was just unfortunate for both sides. But as I've said before, if we could find a way to restructure Jair's deal, maybe get him on to be a little cheaper, we could keep him on the team. Like, we don't need to get rid of him. If we did, I'd hope it would be through a trade for Trey Hendrickson. But if not, we would inevitably cut him, which I think would be so stupid. The fact that if not a single team would be willing to trade for Jair Alexander. I mean, the Commanders are willing to trade for Debo, and I don't think he's that good. Yeah, granted, they got a 5th for him, which
I was going to say.
They got him for dirt cheap.
But that's cheap, man. That's cheap. And we're going to talk about DK in a minute. But I'm going to really quick wrap up. Aaron Banks has allowed 2 sacks since 2022. And that is with over, I believe that's over 1,060 pass blocking snaps. That's really good numbers.
He's a guard, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we don't need
Yeah,
tackle.
so they also said like they're to offset this, they're going to move somebody over to center, but then there was like They was like, yeah, we're gonna
There
move
was a
Elton
lot of-
Jenkins there.
there was
and
a
we're not
lot
gonna
of
move Elton Jenkins
misleading
there.
reports.
Yeah, and then it's like, who are we? I'm certain they have a plan. Like I'm not. I'm sure the Packers on the organization is like, oh, we need this guy, and then they didn't think ahead
Do you
of what
want
was
to?
going
Do
to
you
happen.
want to know what I think the plan's going to be?
Yeah.
What I think is going to happen is we're going to keep the two guarantees. Is we're keeping Rasheed Walker at left tackle and Zach Tom at right tackle. Kadeem Telford is staying on, so he might be a backup to there. They are going to move Elton Jenkins to center because for years Goody has said he's loved Elton Jenkins' versatility and he thinks he's a really good center. The thing is, too, we still got Jordan Morgan from last season, who's barely played. So I think they're going to this is
Yeah, but he's coming off an injury.
he is, but it's also not like it was serious enough to put him on IR, but it's not serious enough like this is like
To sideline
career
him,
shattering
yeah.
or anywhere near that. We're going to transition him into right guard. This is Sean Ryan's last year on his rookie deal, and this is his kind of prove it year. And we're going to keep Aaron Banks at left guard where he's played his whole career in San Francisco. It's a lot of money, but it's also for good guards. That's kind of like the asking rate, I feel like. So it's not. I don't think it's like an extreme overpay or anything like that. Those are my thoughts on the Packers players. There's a lot more. I yapped a lot more than what I thought.
Did you see about Robert Tonyan that he got signed by the Chiefs? I don't know if you saw that.
Did that just happen?
That was 2 hours ago.
I didn't see that one.
For him?
Yeah, that's what I was, when Brett texted me that, he was like, yeah, Big Bob Tonyan to the Chiefs. I'm like, I forgot that guy existed, I'm going to be honest.
Robert Tonyan was, no updates.
Bears legend.
Robert Tonyan's best year was years around the Packers, but that's because Aaron Rodgers made him look a lot better than he was. Fine. He was a serviceable tight end, but now that we have a guy like Tucker Kraft,
And Luke Musgrave coming off injury, too.
it's true. Ben Sims is the most underrated tight end 3 in the NFL as well. But anyway, do you guys have any thoughts on these signings? These aren't super sexy signings.
What, for the Packers?
They're not a DJ Reed.
I mean, they're what we need.
or Devontae Adams.
I was really high on getting an edge rusher, and then, Myles Garrett.
Wearing a Reggie White jersey, bro.
Myles Garrett gets re-signed to the Browns, and for a bag, too, by the way.
We're going to get to that in a minute.
Max Crosby goes somewhere. Where did Max Crosby?
Still on the Raiders.
Yeah, it was Raiders,
Yep.
yeah. And then it was just edge rusher, edge rusher, edge rusher, edge rusher, and everybody went off the board.
That was the thing. Out of the edge rushers I wanted, they were all not necessarily available. We would just had to have it traded for them.
And then it's like a good alternative, sure, but then they would go and,
Yeah, there was a couple of good alternatives. I'd say Josh Sweat was the best looking one, but I'm also not super high on Josh Sweat. Like a lot of people are like, oh, Cardinals inevitably got him, which we'll get to in a second. Josh Sweat's a steal, and don't get me wrong, he played great in the Super Bowl, but I feel like for most of the season, Josh Sweat was solid, a very solid player, but people talked about him like he's an elite pass
he was
rusher,
the second
and
coming
he's
of
not.
Reggie White.
He's not. That Eagles defensive line played a lot better because of guys like Jalen Carter. Overall, they didn't blitz at all in the Super Bowl, but like when Nick Bond,
They didn't need to.
Zach Bond would blitz, or N'Kobe Dean, they just have so many good guys in that defense. So I feel like he's not going to be the same. But I think we're going to go right into it because we got a lot to get through. This is going to be a speed round.
Oh,
all
boy.
the big free agency moves so far. So really quick, you kind of mentioned it. Since last week, Max Crosby, a guy that was apparently we don't know if this is true. He was kind of close to thinking of
The Packers.
The Packers.
I mean, from when I read more about it, it more so seemed like, oh yeah, they were one of the teams I talked to.
Yeah.
And then obviously Packers fans are obviously going to latch on to that. and be
Rich
like,
Bisaccia's there, Keyshawn
Yeah.
Nixon's there. We got another Raider from obviously there's several former Raiders on the Packers right now, but there was a lot that needed to happen.
Yeah.
And Max Crosby was re-signed to a 3-year deal with the Raiders where he gets paid $35.5 million a year, which at that moment was the highest paid non-quarterback contract in NFL history. That was surpassed on Sunday morning when Myles Garrett got re-signed with the Browns, which I was a little shocked by, and unfortunately
held out for the bag.
to a 4-year deal. 4-year and $40 million a year deal.
Just wanted the money, and I don't blame
That
him.
is the most
Okay.
ever by a non-quarterback. That's crazy money.
I do blame him though, because here's the thing.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
Myles Garrett, how do you go out, write this whole thing about how you want to win so bad?
That's exactly what I. And
See, now, again, that also goes back to the question of how much is winning worth to you?
But-
because
but-
if I got paid $105 million, I'd probably stay
it's-
with the team. I'm going to be honest.
here's my
No.
thing, Liam. he's already getting paid so much where his next generation of kids will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's getting so much money already. And I agree with you because I know Matteo wanted him too for the Bears. But it is true. If you go out, you're one of the only, like, usually when a player wants to get traded, they'll say it privately. He and his agent had a public agreement and an Instagram post that he loves Cleveland, loves the city, loves everything the Browns organization has done for him, but he wants out, and he wants to go win a Super Bowl, and he made it very clear he doesn't think he can do that with the Cleveland Browns. He did this all like a month and a half ago.
Yeah, but the Browns just offered him over $100
It's a
million.
lot of money, but you ain't winning a Super Bowl. And I hope, honestly, this is going to sound intense, I hope he goes to bed happy knowing that. You're not going to win a Super Bowl with the Browns for the next at least 2 to 3 years. They still got... I'm not going to say the nickname. They still got Deshaun Watson. Who knows what's going to happen with him or not. The Browns fundamentally just can't do anything right, and we know this for sure because the best quarterback in franchise history they had by far had a weird season where he hurt his elbow, and they shipped him off in favor for a guy that was in a lot of trouble with the law, and frankly, I don't even think should be playing in the NFL today. So, Myles Garrett, I really wish you were a Green Bay Packer. I do love him as a player so much. I
don't
believe
know.
if he wanted to win a Super Bowl, this was absolutely the wrong move.
See, but again, we can't know what went on between him and his agent.
I know.
Besides what they put out.
I'm
So-
just saying, if he
just-
wants to
Hold
win,
on. Let me.
this isn't.
Please.
Yeah,
Please.
I'll let you.
Like, you can't know what went on between him and his agent.
It's true.
This honestly could have been hey, Cleveland, we're so serious about this. You better pay me before I leave.
Yeah.
And it worked. We don't know if that was the case or not. Like, how do we know how serious he was about
It's not
that?
of whether we know what happened. It's if he wanted to win. That's not the right way. That's not. You're not going to do
No,
it.
but he still got paid money.
Yeah,
he
he
was
got
getting paid money anywhere he went.
yeah.
Just not that much.
Probably not $100 million, $40 million, I guarantee.
Okay,
you.
but this is my argument with these guys. What are you going to do with that money?
Exactly.
What is the point? 100 mil versus 90 mil.
It's
What are you
money.
going to
You're
like what are you going to do
you're in
with
the
it?
top
You're going to
top
die.
1
Like I'm sorry, like at
percentile.
some point. It's just like
you have enough money already to need everything you can want. Like I think it's to the point if you love the game so much and if you really want that ring that bad, you got to go somewhere to win it.
yeah, go win. I mean, I don't
I
Money
do
speaks.
I do understand your argument, but I'm just saying if he wants to win, man.
I think we're coming. I think you guys are approaching this purely as football lovers, and I don't disagree
No,
with
I'm
that.
approaching it with what he said. He said, at this point in my career, I want to chase a championship. Those were his words, and this does not fulfill it, in my opinion.
True, but I am approaching it as that too because I feel like a lot of us were in that. Maybe it's because we don't make a lot of money, but it's like
That is true.
But the thing is like when you're put in that situation, whether to leave an actual legacy or tell your kids, well, obviously Myles Garrett has a lot to tell, but like
Yeah.
he can tell more, like Super Bowl, all
How
this
many
stuff,
Super
all these
Bowls you win,
stories.
Daddy?
Yeah, but no, but you see that hot tub? That was free.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah, there you go,
it's like
exactly.
it's like what's the point? I don't know. I don't really see the point. Maybe I look at
No,
it differently
a lot of-
than these professional
A lot of
athletes,
different
but
perspectives from people. I mean, there's so much to consider there. But at
Absolutely.
the end of the day, he made his choice. In 4 years, let's see what happens. Who
Absolutely.
knows? He could step on the field
true.
and the whole world could end. Like who honestly knows what's going to happen in 4 years? But
Yeah, that's true.
That
We're
could
going to go through a
happen.
quick speed round of the last 2 to 3 days. This has been crazy. Did
yeah.
I say Batman?
Said, you ever see the football scene from Batman?
Field just blows up.
Where he goes,
It's
The Dark Knight
is it
Rises.
Dark Knight Rises. Yeah.
That was at Heinz Field where they did that.
Yeah.
They had Heinz Ward in that.
Yeah, they blew it up.
yeah.
No, they didn't.
Like in real life.
Yeah, in
They
real
played.
life too. Yeah.
Anyway, let's go through the speed round. All the things that have happened, really quick. All right, here we go. Geno Smith traded to the Raiders. The Vikings signed Sam. We're already wrong.
We're already
Geno
wrong.
Smith was traded to the Raiders. The Seahawks signed Sam Darnold, former Viking. DK Metcalf was traded to the Steelers. That was an overpay, in my opinion. Devontae Adams, unfortunately, signed by the Rams. Laramie Tunsil was traded to Washington. Texans, what are you doing? He's like one of your only really good offensive linemen. Whatever. Najee Harris to the Chargers. That one pretty interesting. Josh Sweat to the Cardinals. We mentioned that. Both Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw to the Denver Broncos. What are you looking at?
We'll put that on the end of the football segment. It's not a big trade or anything like that. Damn, FOMO over there. Jeez.
Well, I want.
Just
Keep
going.
Well, if I miss something,
What's going on?
Just keep going.
Okay, but this is a crazy point though. Hafunga and Dre Greenlaw both went to the Broncos. The 49ers have lost so many players in the past couple days, including
There goes
Debo,
the window.
Javon Hargrave. They cut Kyle Juszczyk. Also, Charvarius Ward is going to the Colts.
Yeah,
They
this
lose
is
their best corner.
this is rebuild mode if I've ever seen it.
Absolutely.
Sucks, man.
Unfortunately.
Which I think there's only one other full pure active fullback in the NFL now.
Patrick Ricard.
Yeah.
And he just got re-signed this morning.
He just got re-signed.
That's
Have you
another.
seen that big dude? He's huge.
He's 300 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him. He's a really good blocker.
Dude.
The Vikings, unfortunately, re-signed Aaron Jones and Byron Murphy.
Read that next one.
The Chicago Bears add interior offensive line pieces, including Joe Thuney and Drew Dahlman.
Oh,
I think
I think you missed some.
I think there's
some more.
Yeah.
There's some more?
Actually.
I think there's some more.
Yeah, I can do it.
If you want to,
Yeah, let me
pull it
just.
up.
for the Bears.
Yeah.
I think they have a brand new offensive line. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I think they got all the new pieces.
Well, no,
Who else do
they
they get
got some
besides
D.
Dahlman?
They got some D line.
Yeah, they got the DN from the Colts that you guys overpaid for. Yep, that guy too. I didn't throw that one in there because I didn't want
Overpaid?
to
He's 25 and great.
He's great.
D tackle Grady Jarrett.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Colts. Okay, Grady Jarrett is not great anymore. He was
so is
great
the Colts
in
guy.
2016.
Colts guy's great too. He's 25, dude.
I don't think he's great, man. I'm gonna be honest. I watched him when he played us last year. He got absolutely rocked.
Oh, and then
by
Jonah
Zach
Jackson. And someone's to hear Genty? Ashton Genty
Tom.
to the Bears?
We're not there yet. We are gonna talk about that. We gotta roll through. Hold on, we're almost done.
I got to say, the Joe Thuney pickup,
The
that
Chiefs are idiots. I hate the
Dude.
Chiefs, bro.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
that is
we
like when I
watched-
saw that happen, I was like,
We
wow.
just got
Ryan
destroyed
Poles
in the Super Bowl
actually
by their
beefed up the
defensive
O-line.
line.
I don't believe
Let's
it,
ship
dude.
off one of our
It
best
happened.
O-linemen. Makes no sense. Doesn't matter if he's old.
And then also,
Made a lot of sense
Dahlman
to
was
me.
huge. Like the fact that Poles actually listened to what people said that they needed.
You're wrong.
Pole's been doing this,
Hold on.
dog.
You're wrong. I agree. Poles is smart. Who is in the building that's new? Ben Johnson. What does Ben Johnson love? His big men. So he is already making moves. And Matteo, I'm going to be honest. I'm a little worried. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
said
whatever.
that- yeah.
Okay.
But I'm also going to say, if we didn't reiterate it, the Bears won the offseason for the third year in a row, just to go 6-11 this year. So congratulations.
I
Matteo.
think. Oh wait, did you say this
Congratulations.
year? I think we're the only undefeated team in the North this year. We're talking this year,
bro.
You said it. You said this year. I don't know what happened. Did Santos make that kick? The last game.
The one he blocked?
Did it-
The one that got blocked?
No. The last game of the year.
I thought
the one that got blocked.
Oh,
You
dude,
had to wear a
the one that got blocked was so
One-
okay.
Oh my
The one where you had to wear the
gosh, dude.
Packers
Bro.
jersey? I do remember
Dude,
that.
that was sick.
The one that got blocked was
You know-
so last
hold on.
year. We're talking 2025.
Hey, hold on. You know what? When we went to the WBAs, I called that game. The guy that so at the WBAs that we were at this awards conference, there was a big job.
You
fair.
gotten that back, by the way?
What?
That clip? Because they were supposed to email it.
No,
to
I
me.
didn't get it back either.
Me neither. Yeah.
I want the clip of me calling the blocked kick.
I
It was
want the clip
awesome.
of me at the
I
48.
called the Bears kick getting blocked. The Packers last second win
so-
against the Bears in Lambeau Field.
At the WBA, they had a booth where you could voice over a game clip of your choosing. He went with the blocked field goal to end the game for the Packers win over the Bears. I went with the Four Nations game-winning goal, Connor McDavid in the slot. And they're supposed to email it to us by now, but I still don't have
Hey,
it.
it's okay, WBAs. We love you anyway. Thank you for the awards.
Thank you for the headshots.
Really quick, today's updates. The Vikings went crazy at the crack of dawn, bolstering the trenches with Jonathan Allen. I think that's an overpay. And Colts offensive linemen, they've got Will Fries and Ryan Kelly. But either way, the Vikings, okay. How do the Vikings have this much money? I thought
Because they cut everybody, and they didn't pay
They did
Sam
not
Darnold.
cut everybody.
They didn't sign Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold.
That is true.
Sam
But
Darnold.
they didn't cut everybody. The only person they've cut was, or they let Cameron Bynum go to the Colts. But they re-signed Byron Murphy. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. Doesn't matter. All I will say, Packers still really need an edge rusher really badly, and that is a position that we still have not yet to address. If we somehow keep Jair on and he's great next year, then our overall our secondary is looking a little scary. I'm not gonna lie. But as for now, Matteo, can you give us the Major League Baseball update?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, spring training.
No, you get NHL, dude. Quit complaining. I'm gonna throw my shoe. I'm gonna jump over the table.
Jump over the table.
I'm gonna jump over the table.
All right. How about you get the second line? All right. So,
Okay.
spring training is still going on, which is exciting. I love baseball. I don't know how you guys feel about.
I really enjoy baseball.
MLB.
I'm mixed on the MLB,
See,
but
again,
I love
me
baseball as
and
a
him
sport.
are of the opinion that baseball is awesome. The MLB is cool. However, everything behind the scenes and the front office and contracts and cap space and all that is
I
run.
just-
Okay.
I think it's the dumbest thing in the world.
Okay.
Yes.
Actual baseball and watching the MLB
No, baseball is such a
play,
fun. I love
great
playing
sport.
it.
Gotcha.
I
Yeah.
love watching it over the summer.
But
yeah.
like
Yeah.
how contracts and no cap space and the draft and everything works, I don't care.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm very excited. Yeah, big baseball fan. I'm in a couple leagues.
Wait,
so
what
been
team
studying
are
for
you
those.
a fan of?
I'm a White Sox fan.
I don't know.
Oh wait, really quick.
if
I
you
have a
couldn't
question.
tell.
What happened to the White Sox? I forgot. What happened to the White Sox?
Rangers face backlash after their new hats feature a Spanish dirty word.
Yeah. Okay. So
What?
I think it was Fanatics or one of the companies
Yeah.
released a line of hats that had the state or like city name across the brim, but then also the logo in front of it. So it would be like Texas, but then it had the T on the front. So it would be Texas behind and T on the front. It looked terrible. But if you think about it, when you put Texas, right, and then you put T, the word T, over the top of it, that spells Tetas, which in Spanish
Yeah.
means
Really?
something else. Yes, that is an officially
Those look awful.
an
I
officially
just-
licensed
Oh, that's
MLB
hilarious.
product. And nobody saw that coming, I guess, which I don't know how that happened.
did that
Oh my
pass
God.
I don't understand how that
I don't know if I
clears.
can put that on.
You can't. You actually can't.
Okay,
But-
I will say I'm
yeah.
looking at it. Aside from that big gaff,
It looks
these
awful.
suck.
They're terrible. They're actually just
What is
terrible.
it? Okay, all right. Side rant with the MLB. They like things look fine, and they want to make them suck. Like last year when they did the new uniforms, where you could see everything through those jerseys and through the
Yeah,
pants.
it's different colored too.
Why would you change that? Like, what was the point? Let's make our uniforms suck. and
Because
that-
we have to do something to buy back some viewership. Never mind the fact that you have to be subscribing to 32 different streamers.
That's
to
another.
actually
That's
watch
another thing.
all of the baseball.
But no, this hat, like the Rangers hat, like the T logo on it, that's iconic. What is that? That looks trash. Okay, whatever.
Alrighty, take it away, Matteo.
Sorry, Matteo.
Yeah.
Sorry to start off negative, but that is a terrible design. Who thought of that? Someone getting fired. That's
Garrett
for sure.
Cole out for the year, unfortunately.
I did see
Yeah.
that.
Tommy John. Yeah, league owners are pressuring Stu Sternberg to sell the Rays. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, and
huh?
apparently also the commissioner for that.
Oh.
So
Wow.
if the commissioner has thrown his hat into the ring, I think it might happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
I mean,
we'll see.
Also, the Rays really haven't been great.
No.
Yeah, I think they had Wander Franco, didn't they?
That team, even when I lived in Florida, I feel like the Rays always had some sort of controversy with that stadium or whatnot. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of controversy. They're pretty. Never mind. Okay. So Brewers, what do you think? Ortiz, Terang, shortstop.
So that's who they're eyeing right
Yeah.
now.
That's.
who
I
they're
think
gonna
Brett
move over.
said he wants to
Terang, because Terang did have
Gold
a
glove,
Yeah.
The main argument that I had against that is that it's not the same position, and you do also have other responsibilities when you make that switch. So we'll see. He does have a Gold Glove, and if he is a true Gold Glove, that shouldn't be much of an
I
adjustment.
mean, I guarantee it, or I know for a fact he played a ton of shortstop. I mean, if you're an MLB
Yeah.
second baseman, you've played a ton of shortstop.
Yeah.
So it's just if he can adapt in the MLB to
Yeah.
it. But I think he'll be fine there. The only thing is who goes to second.
exactly.
And then if it's Ortiz, who goes to third? I mean, like,
Andrew Monasterio.
except you guys, you got some prospects, though,
They
don't
have
you?
prospects.
Yeah. Coming.
Speaking of prospects,
Oh, yeah, speaking of prospects, how about them Sox prospects, huh? We're looking pretty good.
I was gonna say, I
All
don't
right.
know who the
Well,
hell-
we got
who
Kyle
are they?
Teal, we got Colson Montgomery, we got Braden Montgomery. Who was? Yeah, dude. We
Yes.
got Hagen Smith, who we just drafted. We
He's
got
my favorite.
Noah Schultz.
oh, dude,
Noah Schultz
holy.
coming, dude. Hey, man,
Antagonistic
all I'm
as
saying
hell.
is when the Sox become pretty
He
decent,
put a
pretty
picture of
soon
Ryan
here-
Poles in my script when I was trying to talk to you guys.
Who did? Did you do that?
No, I don't know what you're talking
Liam,
about.
come on.
That was definitely Will.
Big names. We got a new manager too. I'm just saying, man. Yeah.
Hey.
you know,
Actually, genuinely, who is your manager? That's not
Venable.
Venable?
from the Rangers. I believe that's Will Venable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where was he
hey,
at?
hey, Rangers were. Yeah, they were talking about it. They said it's good hiring. So I don't know much about him. Obviously, I mean, no one
Did he bring
knows
the hat
much
over?
about him. But, huh?
I said, did he bring the hat over?
NBA update.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Go Sox, though.
I'm going to roll through this NBA update. The Bucks are coming off a tough loss to the Cavs, 112-100. I was watching this game. This is the first game in, close to all season, right? I watched pretty much the whole game all the way through. And I was very interested in this matchup because the Cavaliers for the whole season have been on top of the East. They're the number 1 team in the NBA. And I was watching it. It was a close game between Milwaukee, but unfortunately, in my opinion, Cleveland just feels really well-rounded right now. They don't, I wouldn't say they're giving. They don't fully this is they're going to win it all. But they're a really well-rounded team.
Yeah, they're giving first round exit. I'd say.
You think so? you think Cleveland's a first-round exit?
No, Bucks.
I'm talking about the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I know.
No, I do agree with that, though.
I just want to go through their
And
giving.
I now see why they're the
pretty
top
good.
team in the league.
pretty
The only major flaw I will say I saw with the Cavs is they did turn over the ball a lot, especially in that fourth quarter. They just lost the ball, and the Bucks defensively stole the ball a lot. But maybe that says more about our defense. Who knows? But no, I will say, like I said, this first Bucks game I've watched in a while, all the way through. And while I do think we're a good team, and all these new players, I'm really liking Kevin Porter Jr. I like Kuzma. But I just feel like there's still some chemistry that's lacking. I feel like you can still tell these are new players. Whether it's when they're trying to pass it to each other, I feel like Giannis was trying to pass to Kuzma, didn't know where he was, or just some strange mistakes. We also didn't have a lot of defensive rebounds. I feel like we were just watching the Cavs miss a shot and then watching them rebound it to make another. And at the end of the day, they were just nailing threes and we weren't. We were just not good at three-point shooting that night. But I still have somewhat faith in the Bucks. The playoffs right now, if the things work out the way they will, we'll end up facing Indiana, the Pacers, in the first round again, like last season. So hopefully we don't have any big injuries heading into there. The Bucks schedule coming up. This is crazy. So tonight, starting 30 minutes ago, they have a game against Indiana, against the Pacers. Thursday night, they're going against the Lakers at Alex Proctor. Pacers again on Saturday. Then on Sunday, yeah, you missed that. On Sunday, we're going against the
He's a fan of the child.
Oh, that's right. I saw that.
Sunday, we're going against the Thunder, which I'd argue is probably the best team in the West. They are the 1 seed in the West. And we don't face a team that's below 500 until March 24th, which is Phoenix. We got a lot of tough opponents coming up.
I mean, that'll just test the metal.
And this is a good time to do it, too. Hopefully we can get hot down the stretch. We'll see. A quick matchup I want to talk about, even though we've talked about a lot.
Real quick,
Yes.
before we leave Bucks stuff. Again, like we talked about, mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Bucks part owner Junior Bridgman did pass away today, unfortunately, very unexpectedly. Condolences to his family and the surrounding community as well. His number is retired and is hanging in Pfizer form right now for the Bucks. So
Okay, good.
NBA does lose a legend today. So
Yeah, that's
very tragic.
Very tragic and unfortunate, and like you said, it was just a surprise. So, that is obviously very unfortunate. I really don't know how to transition that well. Thank you, Liam. No, I was kidding. The last 2 days, the Nuggets and the Thunder had back-to-back matchups in OKC. They were crazy games. I don't know if you saw this. Round 1 went to the Thunder, where they beat the Nuggets, who've been pretty hot recently. They beat them 127-103. So they beat them pretty well. SGA, Shea, put up 40 points, had 8 rebounds and 5 assists. But the next night, last night, Monday night, the Nuggets responded and took round 2, winning 140-127, where Jokic, my crowning champion, had a double-double with 35 points, 10 rebounds,
He got
and 8
a
assists.
double, triple-double in that game. Or is
Yeah.
that's a different
No,
game?
that was a
but
different
yeah,
game.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, no, he had. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that was not the same game. But really quick, who deserves MVP more? Do you think it's Jokic? Do you think it's Shea? Do you think it's Giannis?
Unfortunately, I haven't been keeping up with the NBA season as much, so I really don't have an opinion on it.
That's okay. Matteo, what about you?
Do you think it's Giannis? No.
Jokic.
He's He's top 3, I'd argue. You think it's Jokic?
I mean, yes, but will he get it? I don't know. Voter fatigue.
Voter fatigue is real.
Very much.
SGA is, but here's the thing. SGA still having an all-star caliber, like
He
an MVP
is
season,
the better
too.
scorer
It's
for
crazy.
sure. But
He's the
all
better
around-
free throw shooter.
He is. All around, though, Jokic is everywhere. The Nuggets are not – I mean, the Thunder are also not the same team without Shea. But with the Nuggets, like I feel like he's just – that 30-20-20 game the other night, like just
That's
proves –
still an insane
just
human
proves
feat.
like he's everywhere on the court and he's doing everything defensively and offensively. I mean, he's not necessarily like the defensive MVP of the league or anything, but he's still great.
Free throw merchant.
Also, when we come back from spring break, not next week, but the week after, March Madness will officially be going on. So we're almost to Selection Sunday. Very excited. But really quickly, let's wrap up the show with the NHL update.
The trade deadline was last Friday, the 7th, so a lot of big season moves. I don't know if you guys will care about them as much as I
No, because
do.
that's yeah.
So,
Sorry, I don't
Peter
know.
Mrazek's gone?
Yeah, just I don't know if you guys will care about them. No!
Peter Mrazek's gone.
Yes.
Man.
So, these are the
That's not
big
what I meant.
moves.
I'm sorry.
Lot
I
of-
care a lot.
A lot of minor ones did happen, but these are the big ones. So Brock Nelson goes to the Avalanche. Shout out Keaton Walla.
Hey.
Brock Nelson,
Hey.
a career Islander, so that was very surprising to see. Brad Marchand, captain of the Boston Bruins, a career Boston Bruin player, traded for a half-eaten sandwich. That it's like I would honestly argue a half-eaten mustard bread sandwich. That's how bad of a deal this was. He's the captain of your team. He won you a cup. He's the captain, and you trade him to your rival, the Florida Panthers, for nothing. It was a conditional second rounder, which can become a first-round pick in 3 years,
Dijon
Based on
Mustard?
what? How can
based on how far the Panthers go in the playoffs.
was there like specific like
Yeah, I
if
think
they
I
get
think I
this
think
far-
it's if they get to the second round at any point in those 3 years.
okay.
But that's nothing. That's nothing for your captain and a guy who like won you a cup.
Was he would you say he was the best player?
Not the best player on the team, but he's still your captain, and he's been on your team for 13 years. And he won you a Stanley Cup. You have no idea what I'm talking about right now, do you?
No, I'm listening to you. I understand the words you're saying. What do you mean?
It's insane to me. It's like, okay, think about this, right?
Yeah, put it in NFL terms.
Okay. Who's a good veteran I can kind of point this to? All right, Bakhtiari, prime, right? Prime into his veteran
Prime
years.
Bakhtiari.
Prime Bakhtiari into his veteran years before he started having the knee problems and all that stuff, right?
Okay, so like
He's
19.
kind of going down into his twilight, just a little bit. So like slowly leaving the prime.
Okay, like 2019, 2020.
You trade him to, I'd say the probably the Bears at that point in time. Actually, no. You trade him to the no. Look at me. You trade him to the 49ers for
Oh my god.
for a third round pick.
Hell no.
And that's
Sorry,
it.
sorry.
Yeah, and that's it. That's all that you trade him for. That's what this trade is like.
I almost physically threw up in my mouth. I
Yeah.
don't.
So think about that. You take a guy who's been on your team forever, who's led you to
That's
a cup,
garbage.
and is your
Why would
captain.
you let that happen? That did make me upset. So
And is your captain, and you trade him for nothing.
but I also don't like Boston, so
No.
screw it.
Miko Rantanen to the Stars for Logan Stankoven and some picks, mid. Craig Smith, Badger legend.
Hey!
And Peter Mrazek traded from Chicago to Detroit, so just across the aisle pretty
See ya,
much.
Peter.
Yeah.
You
In
don't miss him?
exchange for Joe Velino, Mrazek goes back to play for the Red Wings for the first time since 2018. That is all the big trades that have happened in the trade deadline. So we're all locked in now for the playoffs.
in.
We're coming down the stretch. Some standings: the Jets and the Capitals very solidly in first place in the NHL, both tied at 92 points. Stars in the second in the Central behind the Jets. Golden Knights leading the Pacific. The Oilers only 4 points behind them. Shout out. Frankie Bright. Maple Leafs 2 points behind the Panthers in the Atlantic. And the Hurricanes, the next closest team in the Metropolitan, 12 whole points behind the Capitals, which kind of shows you how dominant the Capitals are right now in their own division. Speaking of the Capitals, Ovechkin is only
Ovi.
9 goals away from breaking the record. He has 886 as of filming. So
Does that includes playoffs, correct?
Dang.
yeah,
So he's gonna do it.
Yeah, he's usually got like kind of low speed, but a nice shot and shell. So
yeah.
No.
Glad that that's what you're basing it off of, but it's not entirely inaccurate.
Hey, you know what? We're both doing a pretty
I
good
play
job.
Chell, dude. I play Chell.
Thank you to everybody that watched. We'll be off next week. We got we do have March Madness next week. We got spring break. Thank you to everyone who helped out in the show. Thank you guys all for watching. From all of us here at SportsPoint,
Go Bears.
we'll see you next time. Go Pack.